Hey guys, welcome to the podcast, where we interview successful business owners, entrepreneurs. We're going to dive into how their brains work, and hopefully at the end of it, you guys can take some information from it and run with it and create something for yourself. So I'm your host, Redbeard. This is my co-host, Hermes.
What's up?
Special guest, Ryan, today.
What's up?
Owns an automotive shop here in our small town. So we're going to let this thing rip and see what happens.
Yeah. All right. So if you compare yourself to a piece on a chessboard, what would it be and you want?
I put a little thought in that one, dude. Probably the rook.
Rook?
Yeah. The rook's like the only piece on the board that can pretty much make whatever move it wants. You know, forward, backward, side to side. Make the wrong move, fucks you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make the right move, you can set yourself up for a win, you know?
Yeah. Okay. You like that they move kind of far?
Yeah, well, not real. It's just, you can make your own moves, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like the knight, you know, like make a certain move. That's a little fucking horse guy.
That's the nice.
Yeah, so he can go in the shape of an L.
Yep.
Pawn can only go one space at a time.
Yeah.
You know, the rook, he can, for the most part, make his own moves to make it, you know, just basically set himself up.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So you compare yourself to the rook. So here at the Pawn Mentality, our goal is to change your mind.
All right,
We'll see if at the end of this we can make him think that he's a pawn.
Yeah,
So
I'm definitely a pawn, but
I understand. So the premise behind the pawn mentality is, you know, a lot of people hate on the pawn and say just kind of exactly what you said. They only move one space at a time. You know what I mean? They're kind of insignificant. They don't really do a lot. There's multiple on a board. They're easily sacrificed.
and they're the lowest point.
The lowest point on the board, definitely, most definitely. And I think what's cool, so if I was to compare myself to a piece on the board, I would choose to be a pawn. And the reason I would choose to be a pawn is, for one, you know, pawns always move forward. They move forward, and it's one step at a time. And I think we do that as business owners, right? And not only business owners, just in life in general. So that's one way that I like to be a pawn. Another way that I like to be a pawn is you get help from individuals, whether they're somebody that you believe is on the same level as you, or someone who is a higher level than you. So you've heard the comparison to life is like a game of chess. So I believe that we're all playing our own games of chess, and in all of our games, we are all pawns. No matter who you are or where you're at, Elon Musk or Trump or whoever, like people we talk about, you know, people who people look up to, Warren Buffett, successful individuals, doesn't matter. But in their game, they're still a pawn. And the reason that I believe that they're a pawn, and the reason that we believe they're a pawn, and the whole premise behind the Pawncast and the pawn mentality is you always move forward, you get help from others. So let's just say, for example, in my game, I'm a pawn. Hermes' game, he's a pawn. Your game, you're a pawn. But in my game, you're the successful business owner. And say I'm trying to make my business more successful. I'm going to go to you and look at you as a rook, right? And you're worth more points, or you have more knowledge in business than myself, right? So even though to me or to Hermes or to whoever else, you know, whoever's watching or whatever, you could even be the queen is the most powerful piece in the board. Take sex out of it. At the end of the day, the queen is the most powerful piece on the board. So you could even be a queen in some people's games. Some people look up to you and they want to become you.
Yeah.
Right? But you still have goals and aspirations and things that you want to reach, right? So you're that little pawn. You're that guy I'm constantly moving forward. I'm one step at a time. And then you get help from individuals. And then what happens is, if you're that pawn and you get towards the end of the game and you make it from one end of the board to the other end of the board, you get to promote or become whatever piece you want to become,
Yeah.
which is the same thing in our lives, right? We get to pick and choose what we want to be. And I think we're going to learn that. And I want you guys to think about and apply the pawn mentality to this conversation. So think about, as we ask you these questions and as we conversate about it, what happens? You know what I mean? Like how could you compare yourself more to a pawn than say a rook in your game, right? In somebody else's game, you may be a rook or a bishop or a knight or whatever, or another pawn. You know what I mean? You could be a business partner. So in your business partnership, you two are pawns, which is going to be awesome because when you guys started out, you had business partners. So that's a perfect example. You and some, I don't want to get into that. This is his story, not mine.
Hey, business partner.
Hey, business. See, I'm already fucking up. I don't even know. So that's kind of the premise behind the pawn mentality, is always pushing forward, always looking for help or mentorship or something from somebody. It could even be your peers or somebody that you relate to or think is on the same level, or somebody who's at a higher level. And if you continue to push forward through all trials and tribulations, you can push to the end of the board and become whatever it is that you want to become. And also, not all pawns make it to the end of the game.
Right.
So in owning businesses, and myself, I own multiple businesses, Hermes owns multiple businesses, you own a business, I don't know if you own more than one, but
Work out.
we utilize all these things to our advantage, you know what I mean? And we're constantly pushed forward, we're constantly trying to go. So that's the premise behind the pawn mentality, and that's why we call it the pawn castle. And the cool thing is, at least from what I've noticed through my story, and we'll get to that at some point, and Hermes will get to that, and everybody that's involved in this thing will eventually tell their own story. But I've gone through a lot of hate. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, you can't do this, or you can't do that, or that'll never work, or you da-da-da-da-da-da. And the pawn gets the same. When we ask the question, if you could compare yourself to a piece on the chessboard, what piece would it be? I would say 95% of people go, oh, I'm not a pawn because a pawn is measly and overrated and blah, blah, blah.
See, and I think the pawn's a significant piece on the board for sure, but I would think there's a little more.
Shazam.
Well, no, just expectation, I guess, out of a higher piece, just because you're more significant to protect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you're trying to protect, I would compare like my employees to the king or queen, because you're trying to make sure they have a job every day, day in, day out, and make sure that they, every step you make is to protect that.
Correct, which is in their game, not yours.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But
I know where you're coming from.
I take responsibility for that.
You do.
I can't wake up one day and tell my guys, hey man, we're broke. Like,
Go home. Fuck it.
Yeah.
No, definitely. There's a lot of headache and responsibility being a business owner, right?
Absolutely.
And when you compare it to being a pawn, and this is the whole premise behind this, right? Like I said in the beginning, you know, I mean, we're gonna run through your story, and we're gonna see if we can change your thought process, maybe. You know what I mean? Like right now, you still believe you're a rook, but by the end of the conversation,
You got me kind of.
I think we're gonna turn him into a pawn, boys.
My word.
Let's go ahead and hit him with the next question.
So, all right. So, since we're on the topic of businesses, what business do you own?
I own Automotive Specialist. It's an automotive repair shop here in Kingman.
All right. Do you own any other businesses?
I've got my feelers out on a couple places. Nothing real serious yet. Just kind of looking at paperwork, making sure it makes sense. But I say in the future, near future.
Crunching data, everything.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Always do your research.
Yeah. You always got to have somebody in your corner to go to. You know. I hand everything over to her. My account.
Does this work?
Does this make sense? And should I do it?
Honestly, an accounting, that's weird.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my.
Absolutely.
You're trying to do it all yourself.
No.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I actually just got the same accountant as Ryan here. That's kind of one of the ways. Well, we've known each other for a long time, but that was one of the things that helped get him to this point, I think.
Yeah, she's definitely stepped my game up significantly in the last year and a half. Like I bounced around from accountant to accountant, and never really made any progress. I had to work myself to death to do everything, and once I got her on board, that was it. You could just see the progress.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Especially numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Straight up. If you don't see the numbers.
And she's blunt, man. She's blunt. She'll tell you right, like, hey, this is what's going on. It needs to change, or we need more of this.
That's awesome. That's awesome to have good people in your corner.
Yeah.
So with your business, how many employees you got?
7.
Damn. Okay. I see you.
Well, I got one part-time guy, but yeah, it's still 7.
7.
I have 6 full-time guys and 1 part-time guy.
Okay. All right. So kind of walk us through what happened. Like how did your business, go ahead, plug your business in there, dude. Automotive Speclist'S, shout it out, dude.
Oh.
Plug.
Yeah.
That's not.
Well, I've done this for a long time for everybody else, and when my grandparents got sick, that was just his time. I took time away to hang out with them, and it was just time to make the next move.
Okay.
So I looked around. I had another guy that I worked with. We talked about it and ended up finding a building, going in together. But just kind of made it work.
Okay. If you don't mind, I mean, and I know finances is kind of tough, and a lot of people are kind of hush about it. I'm pretty open about it. You guys will find that. So in the beginning, like, what did you guys do to just fund it? You know what I mean? Like, were you guys out there kind of word of mouth? You had some friends that needed some stuff worked on?
There was a lot of people that I've worked on their stuff for years, and they either follow me around shop to shop, or I'd work on it at home.
Okay, so you were working in mechanic shops prior to...
Oh yeah. I've been doing this 18 years now.
Okay. 18 years.
But yeah, I just started letting them know, hey, this is what's going to happen. I'm not doing it at home anymore. This is where it's going to be. And took out loans and had some money put up in the bank so that I could live off of it, not collect a paycheck. Just kind of have to.
Yeah.
And just make sure the business, fund the business, make sure that it gets money put in the bank, and a lot of long nights.
Is there any way you can kind of, I think that'd be a good thing to touch on, is kind of walk us through, or walk the viewer through kind of what it took to get a loan. You know what I mean? Like, did you loan sharp? You mean, because there's lots of different ways to do that, right?
So at the time, I had really, really good friend in my corner that had some decent amount of money.
Okay.
She was actually one of the people that really wanted to see me do this.
Okay.
Her and her husband, I've known them since I was 13, 14 years old. And I always told them, one day I'm going to own my own shop. Well, when I went to her, she was like, okay, let me know how much you need.
Okay.
Gave her a dollar figure. She wrote me a check. Paid it off in 2 years.
Okay.
And, she actually passed away 2 years ago from cancer.
Oh no, sorry to hear that, man.
It's like family. That's
Why? But
I never could have repaid her. She's where I'm at. She's the reason I'm where I'm at. So.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And I think right there, just that right there fits that. That's the pawn mentality, right? That's you had an individual in which you built a relationship with.
Yep.
And in that sense, you're the pawn in the sense of you're quote unquote insignificant in that position, right? You're bouncing from, you said you work from shop to shop or whatever, and then you made the decision like, hey, we're going to try to do this, and then you had somebody that you could reach out to and go, hey.
And I worked on everything, their cars, their kids' cars, everything, so they had all the trust in, work, and they did, all it took was a phone call,
Yeah.
She told me, if you ever want to make that decision, just let me know.
Okay.
And that's awesome. We wrote up a contract. We wrote up a contract, and 2 years later, paid it off. And
that's badass. Did you, when you guys drew up the contract, did you maybe get like a lawyer involved or something?
No.
No, it was just kind of handwritten.
Me and her handshake, kind of, signed this piece of paper deal and called it a day.
That's badass, dude.
But we had a really good relationship.
Yeah, no, and I think
Her and her husband were in their 70s at the time. And
okay.
He ended up, we didn't know that he was sick, but he ended up dying. He had a lung infection while she was dying of cancer. She was terminal.
Oh wow.
And he got some lung infection and septic, didn't tell nobody, and died in a couple days, and then 3 days later she died.
No way.
And so
Wow.
they kind of went together. It was,
Man, that's a love story right there. Shit. 3 days?
yeah, it was like 3 days, and she passed away after that.
I feel like I've heard a lot of stuff like that. Just
Really?
Like right after the spouse goes, and the other one seems to tend to follow.
Yeah.
Like they've been together just for so long?
My grandpa and shit. My grandpa, I think it was 2 years after my grandpa passed away, he died, but you don't ever hear people that, they've been together since they were 15. They were married for 55 years.
Right.
That shit don't happen anymore. But,
No, yeah. That's crazy. And that's we could go into that, but we don't have to go into it right now, but that's a conversation I want to have one day, is that whole thing, but we don't want to do it yet. That's awesome. So, in doing that, right? That's dope. That you had somebody in your circle, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think everybody has somebody in their circle that they could look up to.
Yeah. Everybody has to have a mentor to even get that idea just rolling in your head.
Yeah.
Like, especially entrepreneurs.
you really have to have somebody to push you to. It takes a lot. It's really hard to just on your own decide one day, all right, this is what I'm going to do. Especially when you have responsibility. I have kids, a mortgage, a fucking truck payment. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to just. Well, if I fail, I'm losing all of this. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for people to make that decision.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't take that into consideration, and they end up screwing themselves for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I don't like to see, or I like to see people succeed. I like to see people do what they want to do. Like, if that's what you want to do, man, follow your dreams, set goals, and fucking reach for them. But get a good accountant. Cover all your bases. Make sure you're not burying yourself every year in debt, and just because you did $30,000 this week, that doesn't mean go out and buy a new truck. That doesn't mean go out and buy a new side by side. You know what I mean? Like, put it away, because one day you might not have that $30,000 week. You might have a $4,000 week. You might not have anything coming that week, and you still have bills to pay. And now you got a truck payment to pay, you got a rent on your building to pay, you got, you got vendors to pay.
It all stacks up.
Yeah, it all stacks up. And when I first started, we were doing between 30 and 50,000 a month. And now we're doing 4 times that. But
Okay. Can I ask, how old were you when you decided to make that leap? Like, I'm gonna do my own thing. How many years? Like, how old were you, one? And then how many years of experience being a mechanic did you have?
So it started. So when I wanted to do it, like when the first time it crossed my mind, I was probably 17, 18 years old.
When you knew you wanted to be a mechanic.
But that was
For our own business,
yeah,
right?
that was 3 years into doing this, and there was no way that was going to happen then. I was way too young.
Right.
I'd probably be in prison for tax evasion or some shit. If I did it back then, you know what I mean?
Fuck it, look at all this money we're making, we're killing it.
Yeah, fuck the government. Yeah.
Cash only.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. Then kids came, and that kind of fell off the table, because, like I said, responsibility. But when I made the decision, my wife was like, "That's what you want to do? Like, let's do it. We'll make it work." So okay.
So do you have a time frame roughly? You think about how old your kids are, dude. I know a lot of people who have kids. They're like, "Oh well, my kids too." So.
Probably 16 years ago, 15 years ago.
15 years ago. How old are you?
33.
33. So you're
18.
18? 18 at that point? Okay. So you're 18, you know what you want to do. Now, how old were you when you started your business?
So it was 2018, 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
So
You're 27?
yeah, 27.
27? So from 18 to 27, you had this idea or this concept of, I want to own my own mechanic shop one day. So almost a decade.
Yeah.
Like, this took this was almost a decade. I have to make sure this is not Emilio. It is Emilio.
You think?
The tank guy is calling me in the middle of the podcast. Emilio.
Open your garage door.
Open the garage door. No, you're gonna let it soon be hot.
Come through the side door, Fred.
Huh?
Don't look at me.
What do you mean don't let me see? Have Connor hold a blanket in front of you or something when you walk in. I don't think the camera, I don't think,
I see you.
you can't see you over there.
I'm funny. I'll be there. I'm jumping on it right now.
Alright, later. I don't want to be seen on camera. I'm a mysterious man.
Yeah.
God damn. Okay, so it took almost a decade, and I think.
Are we still rolling?
Yeah, you reset it, right? Yeah. Cool. So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think in today's society, like a lot of young men or just people in general, women alike, they get this sense of when they graduate high school, if they're not a fucking millionaire by fucking, 20, that you're fucking up and your life's fucking over.
Yeah.
And I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It don't work that way.
The first thing I tell everybody, like, go find a job that has a retirement. Something with benefits or retirement, like, don't piss your life away, like, fucking, basically, like I did before I started a business, I was working, there's no benefits in this line of work, you know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody offers anything like that. You know, offer a 401k, but that shit sucked as a joke.
Shit, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go find a career, not a job.
Okay. All right. So if it took you almost a decade essentially to get to the point in which you are today. Now I want to dive into this. So at 27 years old, you've saved enough. You saved some money. You have this we're gonna call him a silent investor, or you have somebody that's got your back in order to try to make this happen. Are we just gonna let it rip, or what are we doing?
Yeah, just come on. No, just come on.
Okay. So now, one of the things that I'd like to kind of dive into for a second too is like applying yourself, right? So I think a lot of people misinterpret like applying yourself. You know what I mean? Like when you go to work an 8-hour job day or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm fucking working, and then you get off work and you come home and you take a shower and you sit on the couch and you fucking play video games or you,
See, I feel that's why a lot of businesses fail, because people don't apply themselves.
right.
They treat it like it's a 8-hour a day job. It's I can clock in and clock out when I want. I'm a business owner. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. And look, I'm here to tell you, man, there were days that I was there at 4 and was leaving at 2 a.m. Like I put in some fucking hours,
Right.
but I wanted to see it succeed.
Right.
I didn't want to be another statistic,
Yeah.
And so in saying that, 2016 you said you started?
28.
2018. How long, I think, and Hermes chime in on this, I think somewhere around $100,000 and $120,000 a year, $10K a month.
Yeah.
I think you get to a position to where you're quote unquote okay.
I feel like that's the comfy level.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm making $10,000 a month. That's a lot of money. But then stuff stacks up really quick. You want a little bit more luxury. You want more luxury in your life, of course. You can put in all these hours. But at the end of the day, it's like $10,000 a month ain't a lot of money.
I also feel like the stress level goes way up because, like I said, you have to have money put up. If you're a business owner, you have to.
Yeah.
You can't afford to not have money on some kind of stash somewhere just in case.
Right.
Something dies in the shop. I want to be able to make sure it's taken care of. Lift goes down. We need a new welder. We need whatever. I want to make sure it's covered.
Your reputation's on the line, right?
Yeah. And then, so, one of the guys making a mistake, God forbid, one of the guys making a mistake costs a motor in a fucking diesel truck. You know what I mean?
Especially today's standards.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to cover it, be done, and not call the customer like, oh, I'm sorry, one of my guys cost your motor, but I can't afford to put one in it. I don't want to be that guy.
Right. So, in 2018, you're at ground zero. You already spoke on it. Took you 2 years in order to get to, to pay that pay that loan back, whatever that number is. We don't have to talk about that. That's fine. So how long do you think it took you to get to that quote unquote comfortable level, that 100, just call it 100K mark? Like how much time, one, had you ever made $100,000 a year prior?
Yes.
You did. Okay. Next question. How much
But I
time?
treated somebody else's business like it was mine, and that's
How you got there? Okay. How much time do you think you had to put in to get to your first, say, 100K year? You know what I mean? Like you're talking about, I'm at the shop at 4 a.m. and I don't leave till 2 a.m. and then I'm back there again at 6 a.m. in the morning. Like, was that?
seeing. The thing is, what you take home isn't necessarily that important. We here at Business Center,
Yeah.
we've had that conversation. I pay myself very little.
Okay. Let's have that conversation. That's what this is about. This is what people were trying to teach them.
I pay myself very little, but I do it as an employee, so that my taxes are paid as I'm paid. Just like that way, at the end of the year, there's no surprises.
Okay.
There's no, oh shit, I got paid this much. You know, it's already being paid a little bit.
Okay, so let's do it as a business thing, right? When did the business, not you personally, when did the business, do you think, reach the 100K mark? Maybe just gross. Maybe, yeah, let's go gross, not net. No, let's go net. You know what I mean? Net 100 grand might be in quote unquote the business's pocket. Let's net 100 grand. Okay, now hold on, time out.
No, that's hard to. That's hard.
Time out on.
I do
time
think.
out on
I do
field.
think so. A certain way. You know. What
I know.
I mean?
Okay. I understand that as a business owner, the company doesn't technically make. Okay,
So let's just say,
I understand that.
Also, not trying to get myself in trouble here.
Okay, and that's why I say. That's why I'm just saying that just the number of the number is 100 grand. That's a comfortable number. We all know.
I mean, I could pay myself 100K today. Probably we could say, like, if I was going to pay myself 100,000 a year, we could say, fuck, I don't know, 3 years ago.
Okay. So it took you.
I could have, you know.
Yeah, obviously you didn't understand. So it took you a decade to learn the skill that you needed to get to where you felt that you were comfortable opening a business, right? And then it took 3 more years after opening the business to generate what you had already been able to make prior to opening the business. So you took, it sounds to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you took a loss. So not only did you not become this, successful multi-fucking-billionaire, millionaire by 20, which is, get that out of your head, guys. That's not something that fucking happens.
Yes, that does.
Okay, like sure, it maybe 1 in fucking 10 million, or I don't even know the
For you to be a
statistics. Probably more
successful
than that.
millionaire, you'd probably have to have 6 or 7 businesses, and I may be wrong, but you'd have to have quite a few businesses or one that does really fucking well.
Yeah, fucking kill it.
Yeah, like you're fucking front for fucking, for the cartel or something. There ain't no fucking way that I'm becoming a millionaire turning wrenches on cars. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. So it took you 3 years in order to get back to the position that you were in before you started the business. So now let's go from 3 years on to there. Now we don't have to talk numbers, and that's fine. But do you think you're in a significant? Obviously, you have 7 employees now. In the beginning, you didn't have any employees, right?
Yeah, me and my business partner had 1 employee that wrote service.
Okay, and you were running your ass into the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and you did that for 3 years, essentially, roughly.
4. I don't think I hired anybody until 2 years ago, and I hired 1 guy, and then last year I hired a bunch of guys.
Okay, so 4 years, we're through.
I have 2 weeks.
Okay, 4 years. Now we're back to where we started. So now we got 13, 14 years in the mechanic game, and you're now just back to the 100 grand that you had given up before you started your business.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
So now fast forward 3 years. So now you've hired multiple guys and business is kicking. And now what are some problems that you currently face?
I would have to say employees. I have a really good crew right now, really good team right now. The guys that I have are fantastic. I did have a lot of issues hiring people that didn't want to show up to work, or, oh, I got fucking, you know, my fucking niece's fucking raccoons recital is fucking next Tuesday. I gotta leave fucking early for the rest of the week or something.
Raccoons, you got a family members you fucking got. Where you hanging out?
Yeah, not me. Fucking.
Like a rascal.
You know what I mean? Like everybody has to leave early for some reason, or they have to fucking come in late, or they fucking have to do, or they just don't call, or they don't show up. You know, and I'm not like, I don't know, man. When I worked for somebody, like, I treated their business like it was mine. So I look at people and want to know, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, why do you think you could make your
find someone like that?
Yeah, you know, but I'm like, well, what makes you think that you can come and go as you please? You know what I mean? Like, you can ask any of my guys. I'm pretty laid back. They have pretty open range. You know, I just want to fucking hunt.
Okay.
I don't want to come in there and find out the fucking, you know, 3 of my guys took off without, you know, me knowing, and there's no fucking backup. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they'll come to me and be like, hey man, I got a dentist appointment with this, that. I'd be like, okay, cool. You know what? You can ask any of them. I try and do everything for my guys. I've told them since day one, I want to be the boss that I would want to work for.
Okay.
I work for a lot of assholes, and I don't want to be that asshole. I will be. I just don't want to be.
Yeah.
Such employees, that's kind of its own like headache. What do you think about like family members and work?
No,
No, that's it.
not a fucking chance.
Bad experiences?
Nope, just won't do it.
Never tried. So you haven't tried
Unless my family member is about to lose their fucking house, they will better not come ask me for a job.
it? Okay.
What about doing repairs?
Working on their cars? Yeah, I do it all the time.
No, that's good. So he's not a total piece of shit.
I just,
I don't need that.
here's the deal. It's like,
You don't work on nobody's stuff?
I don't work on family stuff.
Really? Okay. Like this
My
you
family-
only work on your paying for it?
my family fucking knows though. My
I'll
family,
send them in.
You want to do it?
I will hold your fucking car until you pay the bill, because you are not gonna fuck me.
Well, for me, like in my industry, I sell cars. So if you sell a car to a family member, you're married to that car forever.
Okay.
So if
Buddy,
it
you're
breaks
married to that car no
down,
matter what.
yeah,
You're selling used cars. You're fucked.
yeah, you're married to it. But that's it.
That's it.
They
That's
sell it to family. Hey, it broke down 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And you check it out, and the oil filter still says Carnet Auto Sales from 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up? Like,
It's your fault. Goddamn.
You ain't fucking changed the oil in the last 5 years? You didn't tell me to change the oil, motherfucker. This ain't fucking the only car that lasts forever. You still got to change the oil.
happens.
They ain't got no
I know
money.
exactly what you're talking about. They will be the first to fuck you and bury you in the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
I will work on their cars. I don't take no fucking shit from them though. And I absolutely, they will not pick their car. Let's pay for it. Bottom line. My own, I don't even want to, because I'm going to look like a dick.
You already know.
Yeah.
I don't need to say anything out here.
Like, right. I'm not as big as dick as this guy though. At least I work on my family members' cars.
Herbie's like, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck my family.
I don't sell any cars. I don't work on them. Just
Go find something else. But you know what?
There's a used car. There's 15 used car lots in the next half a mile. Find one.
yep. You know, if you buy it, if you want to buy it, you can throw it on the list.
Yeah.
We'll look at it.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
You can look at it. I'll look at it and be like, yeah, it's a used car.
If you got
all
a mechanic, you can
Yeah.
walk over here, walk right through it. I do not care.
Yeah. But you ain't buying it from me. Fuck no, this isn't buy here, pay here.
Buy here, pay later.
Yeah. Buy here, pay never.
Yeah.
You know, they do say that. They do say that.
Yeah.
Like a stranger or somebody else will support you long before your family
Absolutely.
does.
You know what else? You know what I think really bothers me though about being in a small town and opening a business? We talked about this before we came on. The people that we grew up with that were like homies with you all through high school. You either have the ones that will fully support you, send you every fucking ounce of business, or you have the ones that will run their mouth behind your back and pray to God that you fucking fail.
Most definitely.
And I disagree with that. If you don't fucking like me, don't like me.
Don't like me.
Don't send me business. Don't fucking talk shit about me.
Yeah.
Because I ain't never done a damn thing to you.
Yep.
I mean, I think you know this. I will just about go fucking out of my way for anybody.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I try and help everybody I possibly can.
Yep.
Now, if I found out you were talking shit about me, don't fucking call me. I'll block your number.
I mean, I'll just talk shit to you.
Yeah, well, we
That's how
talk
I
shit all
work.
the time. At least once a month. I think that's what bothers me the most. Like, people that I fucking partied with, hung out with, grew up with, and they're like, oh, this guy's a piece of shit. Don't take me. What's that mean? Why you gotta take shit? Just don't send me nothing.
Yeah.
I really don't need the 13 people you're gonna send me in your lifetime.
Right. Yeah, I'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be just fine.
I'll survive. My
Be
business
just-
will thrive.
Be
Don't worry.
just fine.
Be good. Understandable. Understandable.
But I think that's what gets to me the most. Is the locals that you grew up with just running you down.
We good. Makes sense. Makes sense.
There was a lot of rumor when I opened my business, and we've talked about that before. And a lot of that rumor was started by people I grew up with.
Isn't that so?
Yeah, it does. And it's uncalled for,
I wonder why. I wonder if it's jealousy. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I tell everybody, don't be jealous of me. We have the same 24 hours.
I agree. I don't know about you guys, but dude, when I put my pants on in the morning, I stand on the edge of my bed, right? And I built this fucking contraption that holds my fucking pants up.
Yeah.
And I fucking backslip off my bed into my pants.
I put my pants on like everybody else. Pant leg sock shoe, pant leg sock shoe.
Oh, the dude, you fucking up. I guess I'm just, nobody else likes to backflip into their fucking pants?
No,
That's
see?
the question.
Only the red beard that fucking
Do you use
pisses
sock,
out.
sock, shoe, shoe, or you use psychopath that does sock, shoe?
I told you, pant leg, sock, shoe, pant leg, sock, shoe.
That is psychotic. So I do sock, pant legs, backflip, shoes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Okay, I don't really backflip into my pants, but I do put my socks on.
No, I didn't. I thought you did.
It depends, because
What do you mean?
It depends, because I take my kid to school in gym shorts, and then I come home and put, But I'm a fucking weirdo, dude. If my socks come off, they're done. They go in the fucking dirty clothes. I don't give a fuck if I wear them from my bedroom to the kitchen to get water. They're going in dirty clothes. I don't go back on my feet.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, dude, and I might get judged for this, and it's okay.
Wear
There's
the
gonna
same
be
pair of socks for 2 weeks.
fuck no. There's gonna be a time in my life, and I'm gonna buy stock in some sock manufacturer. I will fucking wear a pair of socks, and I'm gonna donate them to fuck Goodwill after. There's gonna be a time in my life where I get to wear brand new socks every single day, and I'm honestly probably there right now, but I'm not like mentally pushing myself. Kill a guy.
Dude, my fucking washer and dryer.
God, see?
My washer and dryer are pretty badass, dude. My socks feel brand new every time I put them on.
No.
Some of my boxers.
No,
My washer and dryers
dude.
are shit, dude. I ain't here to fucking tell you. They feel all fluffy and stuff, dude. It's weird. I love it.
I'm telling you, I don't think there's no way.
Come to my house. I'll get you a pair of my fucking socks. You can tell me they don't feel brand new.
I'm down.
You'd have to buy socks all fucking time.
It's not putting on a brand new pair of socks. Not like one of the greatest things in the world. It is to me.
It's really not for that. For me, I weld a lot, especially on your cars,
Oh, yeah, I
and
hate
stick to your shoes. And
And I weld my hay dudes.
yeah, yeah. I do want to probably have a hole in them somewhere.
Okay. That's tough.
Well, I guess we'll move on to the next question.
All right. Did you have any mentors?
Like,
Somebody who was like not pushing you towards the business, but somebody that was like, oh shit, this guy, like, I want to be like him, or I like what he's doing.
there's a couple people in town that I would consider successful.
Okay.
That I got a lot of advice from.
You want to plug them? You can. You don't have to.
Tony, a performance muffler.
Yeah.
I've talked to him. Me and Tony have been good friends for a long fucking time. And I go to him, if I have questions, shit like that. And even though they don't get along, Lee Latimer, dude. Lee Latimer owns a bunch of businesses. And I'll go to him for advice. And, they're just both very humble.
Okay. I think we're gonna try to get Lee honest.
Yeah. I like Lee. They're both very humble, very, very just down to earth people. I talk shit to Lee like I talk shit to everybody else, you know, and he talks shit back. But he's one of those people like, it's, you scratch his back, he'll scratch yours. You know, I've worked on his vehicles. I dropped my internet company and my phone company and use him. You know what I mean? Like,
You bet.
I have zero problems. I have his internet at my house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to be. He has his hands in, it seems like, fucking everything. You know, and I wouldn't say I want to be like him, but I just want to. I just want to have my hands in a little bit of everything. You know.
Okay.
And
Makes sense.
at the same time, not lose who I am as a person. You know.
I think that's important. Do you think that you know who you are? Or you think you're still trying to find who you are?
I don't know.
Ooh, this could get deep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows who they are. I just think they try and keep that persona that they think they are, you know. If that makes any kind of sense. Like, I don't think anybody's a absolute down-to-earth fucking, like, saint. You know, they all have their fucking demons.
I definitely don't think anybody is a saint. No, definitely.
But there are people that will play it off like they are.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
I think what I'm getting at is, like, do you know who you are? Almost like, I guess, morally, in a sense. Like, you know what you would do and what you wouldn't do in order to get say ahead.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? You know you wouldn't step on this person's toes in order to elevate yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, I have pretty good agreement with other shops in town. You know, if a customer comes in talking bad about another shop,
Step back.
well, yeah,
Right.
You know, I tell everybody the same thing. By the time they come to me, all I ever hear is the bad. You know, they could have worked on your ship for the last 15 years. You're only gonna tell me the bad thing. You're never gonna tell me the good thing that they've done for you in the past. Me and Jim Trujillo, we talk all the time. I mean, I get customers that are upset because of parts failure. He's the same. He gets customers of mine that are upset because of parts failure, and we'll send them back and forth. You know, we'll tell them, you know, well, you need to go see Jim. Jim's told them you need to go see Ron. Right? You need to go figure this out because that we don't do that kind of thing. You know, and he'll call me and be like, and I'll do the same thing. I'll call him and say, you know, so and so said this, and he'll be like, oh, let me tell you what. And I got a lot of respect for Jim. That, like I said, there's a few other shops in town that we do that with, and I refuse to take business. If you're dead set and you don't want to go back to that place, then fine. But I'm not going to continue and banter with you, talk shit about somebody that I'm friends with. You know what I mean? Regardless if it gets back to you or not, it's just all right. You won't.
I agree with that.
And I do believe that there are a lot of people in this town that if you just feed into it, all they'll do is talk shit.
I agree with that 100%. I wanna ask this question, and it might be on the list, so I got to make sure that it's not, because this would be the perfect time to ask it. If it is, and I'll remember. It is. So I'm gonna ask question, or go ahead and ask question. Oh, I'll just ask it. Okay. If you could do it all over again, that's not the right question. I'm not gonna ask that question. No. So, I guess my question to you would be, and this comes down to like a moral, like your moral code. If you lost everything today, if you were in a position where you're going to lose everything that you've built over the past, 16 years, 18, over the past 18 years, and I came to you and said, hey Ryan, you're going to lose this, but I have this immoral thing that you can do and you can keep all of it, what would you do?
I'd probably have to start over.
See, I like that, and this is one of the reasons, this is something that I want to touch on, and I think it's very important for anybody who watches this or any business owner. Your morals and your values are so important Because at the end of the day, your morals and values is what got you to the position that you're in today.
See, and I think it's easy for a lot of people to answer it that way when they were faced with it. And I really do believe that it's how you were brought up. Like I was brought up broke.
And that leads us into our next CD. It just happens.
I was brought up broke. You know, we didn't have shit when I was a kid. And that's why I started working so young. You know, I was cutting weeds and shit when I was 11, 12, 13 years old. And it just, I'm not afraid to be broke again, you know, because I can get myself back out of it.
Exactly. You can't.
I'm going to miss the credit score, but.
What do you mean, dude? You were born with 800.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I didn't. That's not me. But that's what I think. I think if you had to work for it, you respect it a lot more. But you're also not scared to lose it. You're also not scared. You are scared to take the risk. But if you fail, you know where to start over from. You know,
Yeah.
like.
Well, you know how to make money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know what steps to take. You know.
Be easier, right?
Yeah.
So why
I don't know
would
if it'd
you?
be easier, but it would definitely. I guess
It'd be easier.
It would be a little
I think it'd be easier.
100%.
Yeah, I think it'd be a little easier.
I think if you took everything from me today.
I don't think there's any right way to do it, but
No, definitely. I don't think there's a right way to do it either. But I think.
and I think everybody has to learn through trials and tribulations. You know,
Oh, definitely.
everybody has to go through their hard times.
I agree with that. Hervis?
Yeah.
Unless you were born with millions and mommy and daddy just keep fucking that bank account, you don't ever go to work. You know, then that's fine too.
See, now, I mean, that's awesome that people are able to provide that for their families. I mean, that's dope. But I almost think you set your kids up for failure when you start doing that type of shit.
Absolutely. Like
What's that quote? Tough times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And
Whoever the fuck who quoted that, we didn't figure that out.
I've been looking
Right
at
here. Right. Yeah.
I've been looking at buying for the last few years now. I've been looking at buying a bounce house business for my kids for the summer. When my daughter gets her driver's license, they're gonna go to work. They're gonna learn how to balance, you know, do spreadsheets. They're gonna learn how to talk to their accountant. They're gonna learn how to have a business license and insurance and all these things that you have to have, because at least they would have that to fall back on if they decide to do something else. And they can make their own money. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that leads into our next question. Question 6, I think, is what we're about to talk about leads into this. I think this would be a good.
So, do you think your upbringing as a child led to?
Holy shit.
You ask it. I'm dying right now.
Do you think your upbringing as a child led you or turned you into the individual you are today? What I mean by that is like.
So, I understand. Yes, but I don't think everybody's that way.
Really?
I don't.
Okay.
I grew up with a lot of people that grew up just as broke as me, and they are still just as broke as before and have no want or need to get off the couch and do anything other than play video games and collect off the go. You know.
Right.
I don't think everybody's built like that. I think it's all you.
Right. So because I like this conversation. We've had this conversation a lot. So the reason I asked what happened, the reason we asked you what happened, in your childhood, right? So when you think of the pawn mentality, it's constantly, pressing forward and you're pursuing something. You know what I mean? You're adverse. We worked on this, guys. We're still working on it. We're trying to come up with an acronym for pawn, and we can't come up with a W word. So, hey, in the comments, if this is out before we come up with a W, figure it out. Help us out. We're fucking retarded.
We're retarded. We went to school in Kingman.
We went to school at Kingman. We're not very right over here.
Look it up. We had like 30 people.
Kingman High.
So
30 people graduate.
maybe
Out of 10,000.
10,000 people. We're walking.
Yeah.
I got my education.
Yeah.
So you're pursuing, right? That's the P. You're willing to adapt, you know what I mean? And then N, you're using your network, which we've already kind of talked about. But when you're a kid, right? I think little kids are so cool, and I think that everyone is born with what we have. Like this is, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, this is a table full of entrepreneurs and successful business owners in our own right. So I think what we have at this table, everybody has. But I think what happens is the life as a kid and growing up kind of beats you up and molds you into who you are today, right? And in saying that, so like when you say, I knew kids that grew up poor or broke or blah, 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 and they're not in the position that I'm in, and I'm not saying that we're better than anybody, that's not what I'm getting at. We're just we're living different lives. We're playing different chess games, right? We're pawns in each one of our own game. So in saying that, I think the difference is, and the reason I say, I need to say this. The reason I say that I think we're all the same, if you take a 2-year-old child and you throw a fucking tennis ball into the street, he's gonna, and tell him, go get it, the kid is gonna go get the ball. Like there's 100% action, right? There's no, I'm gonna get hit by a car, I'm gonna worry about falling off and hitting my head on the concrete, none of that stuff. Like, that's what happened to you. I fell off concrete. I went chasing the ball and you got hit by a car, and here I am.
Double twitch.
You got thrown towards the ball.
Yeah, I didn't even get to run.
Yeah, your dad threw you in the ball to chase you.
Solid. That's probably not far fucking off. So, but what I mean by that is like, so kids have 100% action and they're not scared. You know what I mean? Like, look at these little kids ride motocross.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Their dad's like, look, son, hit that jump third gear pin and you'll fucking be all right. And this kid's fucking, boom, and fucking, he wrecks whatever, he don't care, he'll live. Dad's like, don't worry, you'll be all right, fucking do it again.
You'll bounce back.
You'll bounce back. You'll be okay. So I think we're all born with 100% like action, essentially. But I think what happens is, each individual has different things happen in their life, and the difference between, say, a successful entrepreneur or a successful individual or a happy individual, however you want to word it, I think the difference is, for some reason, we've been able to hang on to the fact and belief in ourselves that we can accomplish something.
Yep.
I think that's what the difference is.
I think ADHD has a lot to do with that.
Most definitely. Hands down, what do they call? Undiagnosed ADHD.
Oh, I was diagnosed.
Oh. No, really?
No, I was on Ritalin.
Oh, you were on all
And then they pulled that shit off because it was illegal. They were like, this will fuck somebody up.
That's right. Shit. But does that make sense?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and I do agree to an extent, but what I mean is, like, I've seen people that have the drive, you know what I mean? That, like, we grow up and there's people that are just perfectly content with their day-to-day, do whatever they want, don't really want any more, any less.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people like us that we want more. You know what I mean? We always want to know what we can accomplish next, what we can do next.
We're always wondering.
And I've also grew up with kids that were wealthy, had wealthy parents, and they're I don't want my parents' money. I've watched my parents earn that. I want to accomplish the same thing without their help.
Okay.
And then I've seen people that are just like mommy and daddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think?
So, I do believe that everybody wants more. I just don't know. I don't know that. I mean, definitely my upbringing, I think, has a lot to do with what I've done, because I look at my kids and I'm like, I will never fucking put my kids through what I've through. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I will never. They won't know what it's like to be getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning on a fucking Saturday to go try and make money to help pay bills. It's just, when they're 12 years old,
Yeah.
they'll never be able. I'll never.
You never put them through that.
I will fucking work myself into the grave before I even let them believe that that the power will be on it next month. You know what I mean?
So, and I understand, and that's what I'm saying. So, being that you went through that as a child, when you or we or whoever compares himself to, say, the individual who wants to sit on the couch and not fucking do anything, do you think that individual had to get up and go through the same bullshit that you did? You know what I mean? Like I think the individuals that are gonna be lazy and sit on the couch and not do anything, I think they
vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And he won't even run, and they're still vote for him.
Yeah.
No, that's. Oh my god, that's so fucked. It's probably
We're gonna keep
true,
this
though.
entertaining.
It's probably true though. Yeah. No, but I wonder if those individuals, they probably didn't get up and go right to fucking pay the bills. You know what I mean? Like they didn't help their parents. They never did anything.
Yeah.
There's also a different mindset to these people. Like what I see. So like, let's just say somebody like that. They're like.
See, now I got you guys debating.
So whenever they came into this world, they're like, I need a brand new car whenever I'm 20. I need the fanciest house. I need the fanciest shoes. And then they dig themselves into the debt.
Oh, definitely.
See, I just want your money.
Then they can no longer get out of that. They're just stuck in that. Because so imagine you're 20 years old, buy a $40,000 car. And you're fucked.
Oh, definitely. you have no
And
credit.
you're working at McDonald's.
Yep.
Yeah, you signed up for this interest rate that's probably fucking 9%, and they're gonna front load the fuck out of it. It's probably more than that when they're just
20
saying
years old shit.
they're gonna fucking just rake you. Your car insurance is through the roof. No, I get it. Oh,
Then you can no longer, like, that's it.
Yeah, you go buy this
5
new
years.
fucking Charger SRT. Fucking, you know, you have a $1,000 a month truck payment, $1,200 a month insurance payment.
But to some people, that's
Good thing you
normal.
live with mommy and daddy.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And exactly. So now that becomes the new norm, right? That's like what society teaches you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They teach you go to school, go to college, get a career. You need a brand new car. Go
See,
buy a house. all these
realistically,
things.
I honestly believe that college is pretty much a waste of fucking time.
I agree.
Unless you're going to take some kind of business intro class or some type of business management class, college is a waste of fucking time.
The only
Waste
thing,
of money,
or
waste of time.
doctors.
or doctor,
Or a doctor, absolutely, or a doctor. Medical
I
field.
think medical field, lawyers.
Lawyers.
If you're going to do anything else, go to
And
fucking
business.
trade school.
Yeah, I agree.
Go to trade school. It's cheaper. It's easier to fucking, and you get out of there with fucking experience.
Yeah,
Pretty much anybody will hire you.
yeah. You can get a job.
Yeah.
You can actually do something.
Absolutely.
With your life. I
Or
agree.
just go get a job.
That's
Or
what
just go get a fucking job. Fuck college.
my kids right now, they're like, oh, I'm going to college. I'm like, well, why? Why don't you go business management and then, run a chain of fucking McDonald's for somebody for, $185 a year.
See, but I think, and that's another thing. Is like it's all these choices and decisions that we've made, which mold us into who we are today, right? And I think a lot of the premise behind the pawn mentality is it's helping individuals, and this is I think what we're trying to do here. You know what I mean? These people are going to be able to watch this show and get information. And so right now, you know what I mean, you spoke, you had a loan shark, you had this, you know what I mean, your upbringing as a child and all these things which are dope.
And
So
I don't want this to sound like any kind of disrespect towards my parents at all. I love my parents to death. They have some medical issues, and it was just something I felt like I had to do to help them. It wasn't like they were just lazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I'm the same way, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to disrespect my parents, you know what I mean? But, we're grown men now, we're business owners, and we understand different things. And I think, again, this goes back to childhood and things that you went through and choices that you made. I think a lot of it is I'm going to use the word ignorant. You know what I mean? Ignorance. And that's just lack of knowledge. So, what I find is funny, okay, say I don't know anything about turning wrenches. So I'm going to go to you to ask you, hey man, this is what's going on with this. Can you give me some advice? Right? But so many individuals, when it comes to money, go to their parents for advice about money. Or they go to individuals who have no money and take their advice. And then that person, instead of just owning up to the fact and going, hey, I don't know fuck all about money, and I'm fucking broke, and I live paycheck to paycheck, so I'm not the one that you should ask. They fill them with some bullshit that the society has filled all of us with, and get a 401k, start an IRA, get a Roth account, do all these savings, and at the end of the day,
none of those are worth a fuck.
they ain't worth fuck all.
Let's be real. Like, anybody check their IRA lately? Anybody that
Yeah,
has an IRA?
it's shit.
Check it. It's garbage.
It's garbage.
You ain't
dude.
making dick off.
You
You probably have less money in your IRA now than you did 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yep.
Your 401k is okay, but there's
It's fucked,
there's
dude.
few companies that'll match your 401k, and it's only to a certain dollar amount.
And that's another thing. So you go
The
work
other
for
thing
a
is
company.
healthcare. I mean, most of these people they don't think about healthcare. My wife, I tell her fucking quit every day, but she works. She works for health insurance for our kids. And that's what she tells me. She's like, well, we have good health insurance. I'm like, fuck that place. I'll buy health insurance. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, she hates it there. But health insurance is so fucking expensive. I mean, shit, we pay like $400 a week for health insurance.
That's fucking nuts.
For me, her, our 2 kids.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? It's dumb. And I really wish, and as far as the money aspect of it, I really, really wish that they would teach our kids something useful in school. Like, I get it. Teach them math and fucking obviously the English language. Nobody fucking here knows how to use it. But I don't.
Obviously.
I fucking am horrible at it. Like, fuck is every other word out of my mouth. But
There's a statistic.
give them a class like a money management class. Teach them how to fill out a loan application. Teach them how to apply for a fucking loan, a house, teach them something useful.
Teach
Yeah.
them how interest works.
Yeah, teach them interest rates. Teach them something useful. Like, there is really no reason for our children to learn fucking algebra in high school or my daughter's at junior high, and she's coming to me, and I'm like, I fucking aced math and don't know this. Like,
Why is there an X? That's not a number.
you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason for that. Like, and when we were in school, what did our math teachers tell you? You ain't gonna be walking around with a calculator in your pocket all the time. Motherfucker, if I ain't, I fucking swear to God. Kiss my fucking ass.
Kiss my fucking ass. I got a calculator
All
in
you
my
teachers.
pocket, Fitz.
Yeah. I can fucking ask, hey Google, what's this? And it'll tell me. I don't even need to punch it in.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, if that's something you need to know in your line of work, if you want to be an architect, learn that in fucking college.
Yeah.
Oh fuck,
Siri's tapping in.
Shut up, Google. I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, you Google.
Yeah. But it's teach them something useful. You know what I mean? Like, there's really no fucking reason to be teaching my elementary school daughter algebra.
I agree.
Mhm.
I've never used. I'm doing just fine, and I couldn't do a
Teach them how
fucking
to-
algebraic problem. in my
I mean, I know
life.
kids that we went to school with, that graduated, they can't fucking spell worth a shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
teach these kids how to spell. Teach them how to do basic math. Teach them how to, teach them how to balance a checkbook. We learned how to balance a checkbook in high school, and that class is gone.
And I think society is trying to fucking they're just dude, what's that movie? I don't know, where the Crocs came
Two
out.
girls, one cup.
No, that's about.
Keep us
Do you think that's real? I don't
Did you
know.
watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
You
I'm
fucking
pretty
sick fuck. I made it through like 3 seconds and almost threw up.
Dude, I was like, I don't know, probably 12 or 13.
You were fucking choking yourself in the closet, just weren't you? Weren't you? You were just watching it on a magnet on the back of the door. You're like, Mom, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. I told you not to come in here when the vacuum's running.
Yeah. Stupid. We're all going to hell.
Fuck you too, bro. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to bring that up. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
No, but
Say
I
it
think-
again. Fucking Google will bring it up.
yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah, Google. Yeah, I'm gonna hop on my phone tomorrow, dude. 2 girls, 1 cup's gonna pop up.
Yeah.
And talk about it.
There'll be an advertisement on Facebook.
He's like, shit. You gotta see this again? Got me. Terrible. So, I don't think society. They don't want that. They don't want people to be
Self-sustained.
successful and self-sustained. So they're not going to teach that. So now it becomes, it's our job, right? It's our job to create that. It's our job. And that's what I want. That's what I want this podcast to turn into or become, is a place where people can go to find the fucking truth in whatever it is that they're trying to do and get help. And I want to eventually be able to we answer comments and we go live and kind of bring the audience in on this and try to help them attain whatever it is that they're trying to attain. You know what I mean? Give them another resource.
If I could give any advice to a new business, somebody starting a new business, get a good fucking accountant and start there.
You think from the very get-go?
From the very get-go. Do not try to do it on your own.
So,
And you were an exception because you're a fucking weirdo. You're a whiz kid. But most people aren't that organized.
yeah,
Most people
that's
are not
true.
that fucking organized.
I guess that's true, because when I went to her, when I had to pay my stupid ass $30,000 tax bill this year, I told her,
I'm super organized, and I looked at your shit and was like, fuck you, this is way better than me.
dude, it's funny. So I went in there, I'm like, I'm gonna owe this much, and she was like, no, we'll be able to work it out. No. So she runs through all the fucking numbers and does whatever fucking shit she does, and she fucking calls me up. She goes, yeah, you're gonna owe what you told me you're gonna owe.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to tell you. But okay, all right.
But most people
Aren't that organized. I get that.
and that's get an accountant.
That's
Because that will
fair.
save
That's
you
fair.
that will save you tenfold in the long run.
So
And if you get an accountant and she tells you however much a month, don't think that you're gonna lose that oh man, this is just one more thing that's gonna cost me this much a month, because a good accountant will save you more than that per month.
oh, most definitely.
She has turned my shit around. Like I said, I've bounced from accountant to accountant, and they all kind of fucking suck.
So
She's turned my shit around 100%.
So I think it's fair. I think you should shout her out, dude. I think we should plug her in this, and then because she's gonna see this, and maybe we'll have her on the show one day.
Yeah.
So I think let's go ahead and plug Christina at All Accounting Solutions. All Accounting Solutions.
Yep.
Let's plug her. Maybe we'll put a little, or we'll leave it in the. What do they do that? Don't they do that on like YouTube? The description. We'll put her shit in the description here. Right there. Right there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just cover our faces with her logo.
With her logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. If you guys are looking for an accountant, or you guys are looking for questions, or somebody,
I think she's phenomenal.
great individual. I use her as well in my business.
I've gone through 4 accountants, and she has definitely dug me out of the hole.
That's badass. That's fucking badass. Let me run it there and see.
I got one question.
Oh, here we go.
So everybody, like on a business, everybody wants to know the wins and everything. What about the L's? What's one L that you can tell us about?
Ooh, that's solid. I think maybe give us a couple. Give us the biggest one.
The biggest L.
The biggest L you've had so far. Yeah, winning's winning, dude. Winning's cool. Everybody always talks about the good shit. I like that.
You know, I don't really. What do you mean as a?
The one that hurt your stomach.
When you were like, fuck. You can't tell me, dude. You cannot tell me you started a business and you have yet to have the fuck moment.
Red Beer has pulled the same motor like 8 times.
Yeah, fuck that.
There's no way.
And it's still There's got to be a time, dude.
Dude, I've got a few of them, man.
Welcome back.
Let's go.
Okay, biggest L. Or AL.
So, biggest sales will go back to employees. I've had a couple employees that were hired and they tore apart big jobs and either didn't come back or got fired while said job was torn apart.
Okay.
So I would have to pull one of my other mechanics off of a job to finish that job, and it kind of puts a kink in our scheduling and slows stuff down. I have to call customers get upset, stuff like that. For the most part, we try and move forward with anything. If anything happens, we try and just correct the issue and move on. Use it as a learning experience, and
So turning the L into the W.
just for the most part. And then, I mean, I tell my guys, don't be afraid to come to me. Let's fucking come up with a solution together, learn from it. Don't let it happen again. So, but as a business owner, yeah, employees.
Biggest problem or issue you run into them as employees currently in today's world.
We run a tight schedule, so everything's pretty close together, so we don't really have room for someone to just decide they don't want the job anymore.
Fair enough. So you run a pretty tight pirate ship over there.
They thought that in.
Wow. Wow.
Depends on what part of the shop you're in.
Wow. ATM over here. We're fucking right.
Not me, but they were a one-stop shop. We can handle anything you need.
Go like this.
Full set. Full fucking set. Okay. So you think, thus far in your journey of owning your business, biggest L's or biggest problems that you've run into, and do you think that's over, like forever, like employees? You know what I mean? Like it sounds to me like you got a pretty good crew now.
Yeah.
But as a whole, that has been probably like your biggest struggle.
Yeah, employees are a big struggle.
Trying to.
Like I said, people just don't want to work. They don't want to work, or they want a job where they can finally get back there. I'm not about that, Like I want to see everybody succeed. Even working for me, I want, I want them to progress and do better and be better and make more money. The more money the shop makes, the more money everybody makes.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So having employees, do you think that elevated your business, like to your, so now you're able to like delegate all this side work, and make money through these guys. We're also porting out more money for these guys.
Yeah, and it's definitely a lot more stressful. Where, like I said, like these guys are now your responsibility.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think? At what point did you know you needed to try to hire somebody else? What was the transitional period, I suppose? So was it a money thing, or was it a customer thing where you're turning away work? Were you getting behind on work? Like, what was
behind on work, turning work away because we were just too busy, and I was getting fucking tired, just working endlessly. I was getting tired, and I just needed somebody that could help out. And I think that's what how it starts. You hire one guy, and then you hire another guy, and then. Every business owner wants the same thing. They want to run a business. They want to be a business owner. They don't want to be an employee, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that, and I want you guys to hop in on this too, Hermes. I think when you start a business, obviously every business starts as a small business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say we're going to use you, so you're a mechanic, right? So you're good at being a mechanic, but you're not necessarily good at running a business. I think that a lot of small businesses fail because of the fact that they get into business and they can do all this and they're a great mechanic and they're blah, 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 XYZ, but they fail because they miss a lot of the business aspect of things, right? Of accountant.
Absolutely.
You've brought up accountant multiple times.
And she's my fallback. That's who I go to. If I don't know the answer to something or don't know how to handle something, she's done this for years. In corporate world, in small business world, like I go to her. And, hey, is there something I could do better? Is there something? How should I handle this situation? What do I do here? And she usually has the answer for me. And I was talking to her a couple weeks ago, like, hey, I feel like I want to take business class. Like I want to be able to manage my business better. There's always a way to better yourself. And I wouldn't say I have a ton of free time now, but I'm not constantly in the shop. So I'm working on stuff to make the shop better. And I think the only way to do that is to have a better understanding on how the business side of it works, the paperwork side of it works. Because I've never done the paperwork side of it, you know what I mean? I've always been the grease button.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm glad I have somebody that can go to those and get those answers from. But if you're not willing to better yourself, you're going to set yourself up better.
I agree with that. I think that's. I think that kind of gets us towards our next question, I suppose, in a sense, is if you had to start over now with the knowledge that you have, and you had to start over going back to, let's say you lost everything, would you do things the same or would you do them differently? If from not from a moral standpoint, this is more from a business standpoint.
What business standpoint?
Differently?
I think the way I started was pretty rough. I think, I know I made some mistakes. There's always, everybody does them. For somebody to say they're perfect and they can do this perfectly, they're full of shit. And I don't believe there's a perfect way to do it. I believe there's multiple. I believe there's multiple ways to do it, but I don't believe any one way is the right way.
Right.
But I would probably be further ahead because I would have a better understanding. I mean, there's stuff I learn every single day.
Yeah.
And
Like especially now having employees, you know,
Yeah.
like you see the data now.
that was a completely, I mean, that was a real eye opener. You know, that was different. I got to a point where I was like, okay, I can juggle turning wrenches and dealing with paperwork and doing this. But now I got to take care of. Well, this employee has child support. This employee has, back taxes that need to be paid, and just stuff like that, stuff like garnishments and stuff like that. And it's not just the payroll part, but it's just everything. Workman's comp. You get a certain amount of employees, you have to have workman's comp, and you have to, it's just there's always a place, and I would start things differently, and I think I would be further ahead.
Okay, that makes sense. I think at least in my scenario, for me, I'll save that for later. I'll save that for like when we're talking about my story, I guess. Yep. We'll save that. We'll take the information. So I guess now, I mean, really at this point, I think we're at a point where we can kind of wrap it up. I don't know, is there any, okay. If you were to give one solid piece of advice to somebody who's wanting to be a mechanic and start their own business other than getting an accountant, it seems to me that getting an accountant is your number one. Like, get an accountant from the get-go, it'll help you significantly. But from a business aspect or from a how to run your business, how to run your mechanic business, or maybe promote, or maybe advertise, or maybe a time frame, like working for other companies, like what do you think, if you could give advice to somebody who is interested in doing what it is that you've done or created?
So if you're going to open a shop, I think, I won't say it's the most important, but what would be the most beneficial is study your business hours. And I mean that like whatever you're going to cater to. So we cater to a lot of commercial accounts. Okay. A lot of these accounts start early in the morning. That's why my business hours are early in the morning. We leave early in the afternoon, but these guys aren't dropping their vehicles off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They don't give a shit.
Okay.
They want to, if they have a vehicle that's broke down or whatever, other than ones get towed in because of mishaps or whatever, if they want to drop their vehicles off, most of these guys are headed to the job site at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're already in the office at 6:30. Between 6:30 and 8, they want to drop the truck off, and so that's part of why we're open so early, is because it makes it easier for our commercial accounts. They have somebody to talk to when they come in. They have a service writer to talk to. They have somebody writing them up, getting the information. I think that's, as far as a shop, I think that's pretty important. Figure out what you want to cater to. Or if you want to cater to just the walking customers off the street, you can open at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, because most people aren't leaving their house that early. Especially the elderly. The elderly get up, they drink their coffee, read the newspaper, do whatever they're going to do, watch the news. Most people don't leave their house till 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. After the normal people, I won't say normal, that sounds like shit, but after the working class go to work, there's less traffic on the road. They don't want to deal with traffic. They don't want to deal with other bullshit.
Sure, they wait.
So they wait, and then they'll be out at 9 o'clock in the morning. So you can open your business at 9 o'clock in the morning. I think business hours is a big key to a shop.
Okay, business hours. Okay, and maybe tackling whatever niche market that you're trying to.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like you do more commercial accounts
We do a lot of commercial accounts.
rather than hey, come fix my leaky piece of shit Mustang that I fucking pull the motor out every week.
I already told you what's wrong with that. You just don't believe me.
So do you think like catering towards the commercial side, like kind of elevated in business, just because it is more guaranteed work in a way? Because you're maintaining a fleet in a way.
So I don't want anybody to take my idea as the yes in a way.
Sure.
I try and cater to our fleet accounts. We push really hard. We thrive for our fleet accounts. It's recession proof.
Yep.
You know, right now, people, I mean, I'm sure everybody that owns a business has felt it this year has been kind of a shit show. Groceries are expensive, fuel is expensive. If you want a mechanic shop and your check engine light's on and it's something stupid, a O2 sensor or evap code or something, you're gonna let it ride because you can't afford that $1,000 bill. Where 2 years ago, $1,000 wouldn't ship because to fill the groceries in your house was less than $200 for a house of 4. True. Where now I'm spending $400 every 2 weeks.
Yep.
For a house of 4.
Electricity bills, mine's like $350 right
Mine
now.
was $436 or something like that.
It used to be $100.
Yeah.
I was like 600.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, for the most part, people aren't traveling, so cars aren't breaking down as much. People that are going to work are barely scraping by. If you have a minimum wage job, especially. I mean, I push really hard for my fleet accounts because it's recession proof for it. Even the AC companies, all these new houses that got built. We do a lot of the AC companies in town. I think there's only 2 or 3 of them that we don't carry. And we work on all their vehicles. All these new houses came with home warranties. All these new houses are going to have their AC units are going to have the shit kicked out of them this summer. It's been 101 teens in a few days.
Yeah.
And the AC systems quit working or the heater quits working this winter. The home warranty is going to pay the AC company to come out and take care of it. They're not going to stop. We've had how many houses built in the last few years? They all have at least a 2-year home warranty, and most of those people are going to renew their home warranty. I did when I bought my house.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
Recession proof.
And there's I have a real estate guy that comes in and gets his haircut at the shop, and he told me try to do business to business. Like, always try to don't do business to consumer, go business to business. And that's kind of what this a premise that I'm using for this is like we want to try to interview
and
businesses.
The other thing is like, if you build a relationship with these people, and so they don't give a shit about their work vehicle, right? But they bring a personal vehicle in, and you fucking take care of them because they're reliable to bring you their work van every fucking time. Well, what if you have an AC problem in your house? They're more inclined, if you take care of them on their personal vehicle, they're more inclined to help you out. Everybody knows how expensive AC units are on a house. They think they're expensive on cars. Shit, an AC unit on a house, $4,000 to $10,000 depending on what kind of unit it is. And mine's on my roof. I need a crane.
You got a crane. You got to pay for crane rental.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it helps to help those people out. You're in a position where you can build a relationship with somebody and not necessarily look out for your well-being, but maybe someday you might need a favor. If you give somebody a favor, you might need a favor one day, and that person might be the one to give it to you.
And I think that just goes back to just life, right? That just goes back to do unto others is how you would like done to you. You just be a good individual, and you could take it not trying to go there, but I think, and I'm not super like religious, but I'm going to use it as an example. I'm pretty sure it says something similar to those.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
treat others the
way you want to be treated. And what comes to you, you will get back what you give out tenfold.
Yeah.
Now but the thing is, you don't do it to receive in tenfold. You do it because you legitimately want to help individuals.
And you know him, but Tucker, he just started his business. Yeah. He's a good friend of mine. I'd like to see him as a new business starter to see what his input is on something like this.
And Tucker would be down to do this. I know it would be. That'd be cool because he's like brand new.
Brand new.
But
I'd like
he's
to
got
see,
he's got years
he's
of
got years of
AC
experience. So
just like you
but
did.
I'd like to see where he is now, and I'd like to see him again in 5 years, just 10
Yeah,
years.
that'd be a good one.
But
That'd be a good one to have
right now,
Lesson?
push ball.
Bush ball. Oh, I think I remember.
But how he started, I would be real interested to hear, what he's going through right now, what he's seeing, the difference, how he's handling things, and then maybe in a couple of years see where he's at.
Maybe we'll have him on next week. I'll call him. Be like, hey, clear your schedule.
Yep. But
I got shit for you to do.
you'd be done right.
He'd do it.
For
Tucker
sure.
would do it.
But Tuck's very smart. His wife's very smart. But I told him the same thing. I said, get an accountant.
Yep.
They'll fuck around. Get an accountant. I mean, we hang out.
I think I told him, I said, I think I said,
four-wheeling, and I fucking told him, get a fucking accountant. Don't be dumb.
yeah, I think I told him, I said, the second that you can afford to pay an accountant, get an accountant, is what I told him.
But that goes back to what I was saying. Like, don't look at it like it's a bill you got to pay because she's gonna make you, or he, whatever. That accountant, if they're any good, they're gonna make you money.
No, buddy.
They're gonna see spots where you could save money.
And I think this goes back to, like, you were talking about taking a college class. So since I don't believe in college, I read a lot of books and do a lot of studying. So when I went to Christina, I had 10, 15 questions that I wanted to ask Christina that I already knew the answer to.
And you want to see what her answer.
I'm already my own accountant. Like, I personally don't necessarily need an accountant because like you say, the way that I run my business. But I hired an accountant so I don't have to deal with it anymore. But I wanted to hire an accountant that knows what they're talking about.
And like I said, I don't think there's any one way to do it.
Right.
The way you did it might work for you, but it might not work for me. It might not work for him. And the way he does it, the way I do it might not work for him.
Exactly.
I don't believe there's any one way to do it, but I do believe that there are multiple ways to be successful.
Yeah, what's that? The multiple ways to steal a cat?
Yeah. I mean, without on that side, I'm good.
Wow.
We gotta take that off there.
Let it ride, dude. Let her fucking rip.
I ain't eat no cats.
What's that? Have you seen that video of that fucking Asian dude? And he's all, Bobby, work. I'm American.
That shit's funny. But
That dude's fucking that's sorry.
Yeah. So I guess, at this point, dude, I think we could kind of
Wrap it up.
dude. I think it went pretty well. So at this point, I'm gonna go back to the first question. You know what I mean? So if you were based off of all these conversations that we had, and you had a loan shark, you had help, you had a business partner in the beginning, you've had you've had people that you looked up to, and da da da. So my question is have you changed your mind? Are you now a pawn? Or are you
you're
still
right.
a rook?
You're right. It is one step at a time, and some of those steps led me backwards.
But did it lead you backwards, or was it a learning experience? Was it kind of like, so eventually we're going to have a chessboard, right? Eventually there's going to be this chessboard that we're designing, and I'm going to be able to lay things out. But, so you have a pawn here and a pawn here, right? Or let's use this. So now neither one of you could go anywhere, right? So this is your dilemma, or this is your trial, this is your tribulation. And then you get help from an individual, or something goes wrong, or you figure something out, and the game continues on, and now this pawn gets taken or moved out of the way, and then boom, you get to take the next step forward.
Yeah.
And then, as you continue to grow, so I'm sure in the beginning you had a set of goals. And I'm sure
I
currently
still have goals.
you still have a set of goals.
My next 10 years, I have goals that I want to reach, and I'm trying to move forward towards that.
Exactly. So if you were to compare yourself currently to where you started, the goals that you had set when you started have already been accomplished. And then there was new goals set into place, and I'm sure you've accomplished those. So every time you accomplish a goal, that is you reaching the end of the board and becoming whatever it is that you want to become. And then when you set the new set of goals, you start a new game, and you start right back over from the beginning and continue to move forward and continue to press forward and battle trials and tribulations and go through problems.
I always said from day one, my end goal was 100 by 100 with 5 techs and 3 service writers.
Next, so that's
From day one, that's been my. But I don't. After doing this now, I don't think I need that many service writers. I think 2 could handle 5 technicians.
okay. And now you know that. But you had to go, you know what I mean? And you're on your
Now-
well on your way.
Now, if we're in a shop that's doing 300,000 a month, no, 2 service writers aren't gonna handle it. I think 5 good technicians could do 300,000 a month, but 2 service writers aren't gonna handle it. That's a lot of fucking. That's gonna be a lot of volume.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm not gonna ask you for a number. But to create the thumbnail, that I think how we're gonna create these is. Can you safely say, fuck? Is it safe to say that your business revenue is in the 6-figure mark? Can you say that? Revenue.
Monthly?
No, just yearly.
That would.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you can currently say today, most definitely, as far as revenue is concerned, we're definitely doing it's well into the 6 figures.
Oh,
Perfect. So we can, I think we can use.
so
that.
let's talk about you for a second.
Oh.
Where were you? Like, look at you from where you started to where you are now. When I first got my haircut, it was in that corner.
He's that corner over there. Oh, I gotta look back to where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, look at the growth.
Right.
Now you're in a building. You have, sometimes multiple barbers. Seems like the Mexican's the only one that's fucking tried and true.
For real. Dude, get you a Mexican.
That guy's fucking real. Yeah, get you a Mexican. Whether he's doing your lawns, cleaning your toilets, cutting your hair, get you
They're the
that.
shit, dude. I ain't got none of that. They're fucking badass. I love one.
I love
It's
one.
the shit.
I love one. I go in there, talk shit every time, but I think that's just how a barbershop should be.
Oh yeah,
barbershop
definitely.
feel is just
Oh yeah, we talk about.
go in, talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how the barbershop buy a bitch. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it should be like sport clips where you go in and you fucking watch TV and get a half-ass haircut. I can get a half-ass haircut and talk shit to my buddies.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Look at where you started. You started in that corner over there.
Yeah.
Now look at you. And now you have another business.
Yeah.
You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Like, look at the steps you've taken.
And I think that's what's cool. So what we're trying to do too is now, so that's the quote unquote proof. So like, how do you prove that a bunch of retards sitting around a fucking table
We're definitely retards.
that are trying to give advice to the next generation or entrepreneur or whatever, how do we, motherfucker, I don't care. I'll show you my fucking tax returns. I don't give a fuck. Like that's who I am.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. I'm not a multi fucking millionaire yet, but I'm fucking working on it.
You know what? You know what really irritates me is like, and I know you two are probably gonna agree with me, but the must be nice.
Fuck
Gets
off.
me, man. Must be nice, motherfucker. You don't know what I went through.
Exactly. And they don't understand it. And
So
I think.
like, I was racing.
Yep.
Gone for a month. I was out racing. But you wouldn't believe how many people hated on me.
What do you mean I wouldn't believe? Fuck you talking about? I know exactly.
Well, you would.
What the fuck?
But there's so many people that like hated on it. Oh, he's just out fucking off and fucking counting his millions. Motherfucker, I will show you what I pay myself. I did spend time with some friends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. No, I get. Trust me. I understand.
I
that.
didn't do it.
You know.
I didn't do it for any other reason. It was straight up to go hang out with a buddy of mine. And I just
Had a blast.
Yeah, I had a fucking blast, man. I had a blast. Am I glad I'm home? Fuck yeah. Absolutely. Like that was a lot of fucking work. I busted my ass. Eric
earned it.
Eric fucking worked his ass in the ground, and I fucking thank him every day. He fucking took off and traveled with me on a fucking whim, and then worked himself to death. But it just, that shit fucking gets me, man. Like, must be nice. Go fuck yourself.
That's kind of the cool thing about having a business. You get all the perks.
Yeah, I mean,
You
that's
get
the
perks,
goal.
like-
There are perks, and that's the goal, right? That's the reason we deal with all the fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Is to gain the fucking perk.
Right.
But there, you gotta fucking wade through a shitload of fucking
It was
bullshit
definitely a shitstorm.
to get to the perks.
Yeah. And I would say, like, I'd be in a position where I could do that all the fucking time. Like, by no means can I just be like, oh, well, I'm fucking going racing. See you fucking guys later. You know what I mean? Like, I still have a business to run at the end of the
Yeah.
day. That's probably the last bit of traveling I'm going to do, even maybe next year. I have goals for next year that I'm really going to push towards, and I'm trying not to. I probably won't leave town. I might catch a few races here and there, but my business is my number one. Like, that's my priority, and because without it, I couldn't do any of that shit. And without the guys that work for me, I couldn't do it. Those guys are fucking phenomenal. Like I can't. I could do the stuff in the shop, but it's gonna kill me.
Right.
Like I said, I got so fucking tired. Like I just wore myself out. But up front, I could do both. There's no way.
And I think that's you. I like that. I like that you brought that up. You know what I mean? It must be nice. It must be nice. This is not fucking easy.
Yeah. Anybody that thinks it must be nice, call my wife and ask her how many times I've been home at 2:00 in the morning, or walked in the door as she was leaving for work, or the weekends that I didn't get to spend with my family or my kids, or softball games and soccer games that I missed. Call my wife and find out how much shit I missed. Anybody that thinks it must be nice.
The vacations you're getting a phone call to just turn that mood.
Yeah.
That's my big one.
I mean, I could tell you how many times I've been in the dunes and I got a phone call and I'm like, all right, well, we're either going home or fucking,
Yep.
Yeah, but it's fucked. But if I compare the shit that I go through now in comparison to working a 9 to 5 and somebody telling me what I can do and when I can fucking do it or cannot fucking do it, I will choose this every fucking time.
but it's definitely not for the faint.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
It is very, very, very fucking difficult. So keep that in mind when you're like, I'm gonna start my own fucking business. But watch these podcasts, watch these episodes, stay tuned. We're gonna have more people on here, we're gonna have more information for you guys, and hopefully we can help steer you in the right direction. And we're live. So hopefully
We'll have a better camera next time.
we're still trying to get that figured out. I mean, perfect example, it's 9:50 p.m. All of us have fucking jobs. All of us are going to fucking go to work in the morning. Like,
you gotta take kids to school.
Like, you know what I mean? These guys, and I appreciate Ryan for coming down and fucking
Wouldn't miss it.
Come sit down here and bullshit with us.
Sorry, I was your fucking backup, but
It's all right, dude. At least we fucking did it.
fucking
We fucking,
He's like, God damn it, Ryan, nobody else can come. I called 17 people. Will you make it?
will you make it?
Sure as fuck will, Garrett. Anything for my red bearded brother.
I really hate to do this to you. I think that's what we'll do, dude. We'll reach out. Maybe we'll do Tucker next week. Tucker would probably be a good one.
I'll call him, yo,
You need to
pussy.
see this.
Don't be gay.
Yeah, this is dope.
Don't be a dick.
This is very interesting. But again,
think about this.
I think it's cool. Yeah?
think it could be dope.
Yeah.
I think it could be huge.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna
I
be
want to see
a
you
place.
talk shit more often.
We'll have you back. Maybe there'll be things that once they start getting posted and once we start doing these things, maybe we start getting comments and they're like, hey, I wanted you to, like when we go live, hey, this is a question, and then Connor's going to be reading them up because we're going to get multiple cameras. I mean, we have a whole thing, but the whole concept and whole premise behind this is not only are we trying to help you guys learn how to do whatever it is that the guests we have on do, right? Or say me as a barber, or Hermes as a car salesman, and a rental guy, and I mean all these things that we all do, and embroidery and whatever, right? Not only are we going to teach you how to do that, but what the podcast is we're teaching you not only you're going to be able to apply the things that we
Fucked up.
or we do in the podcast. We're showing you the lows. We're showing you that we're in a garage and some fucking camping chairs that we bought from fucking Cal Ranch, and this table, and we had this other table, and we have video.
And don't
It's not perfect.
and don't let the people take it like you're trying to scare them away from starting a business. Like, do it. It's fucking, you benefit from it tenfold. But don't think you're gonna open a business, walk in, and be fucking making money the next fucking day. Like I didn't take my first check for probably 6 months.
Fuck, dude, I didn't make money years.
I didn't say I made money. I said I took my first check.
He's out of the fucking hole, goddammit. I've been broke more times than I can fucking count trying to become a barber. And I mean, but now, I'm a fucking well-known 6-figure fucking barber, so
Yeah.
it was worth it.
Don't forget about us when you're a millionaire.
I won't.
That's little people.
We'll still be here. Don't worry, guys. I'm not. But that's the thing, right?
He's almost to be here, living in the roof of my garage.
We'll still be living here. I live in my fun garage. Like I don't know, man. That's the goal. That's the premise behind this for you guys. Is to give you guys a place to go to learn information, and at some point maybe we'll open it up to what types of individuals that would you like to hear from. You know what I mean? I know on the schedule we have, and we're going to create a schedule, but I know that we have world-renowned tattoo artists that I'm pretty confident is interested in it. We have other business owners that have done lots of things. Like, we've got some. We're keeping the pawn mentality, and we're reaching out to the kings and queens and rooks and bishops and knights in our games. We are pawns. We will always be a pawn in our game. But we're reaching out to the people that we look up to and asking them to be on this in order to not only help us, but to help you guys, the viewers. That's the goal, or that's the premise behind the pawn mentality. And we're going to try to prove it not only through asking, entrepreneurs and business owners to come have conversations with us and help you guys learn how to do whatever it is that you want to do. But if we can take the Pawncast and make the Pawncast this multi-million people viewed video series, and we can show it starting in a garage, and maybe it grows to we're traveling, and right now we're interviewing local business owners, which is amazing. We're grateful that you came on and are willing to do this with us. And I'm just gonna say it. We're gonna interview fucking Elon Musk. We're gonna interview fucking Grant Cardone. We're gonna interview it. Like, the world. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let anything, like he said, that we're saying scare you away from doing whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
Just be ready.
Be strong.
Be strong.
I would like to interview the cartel.
All right, fuck it.
Let's do it.
Who? El Chapo?
Yep.
Well, fuck. I don't know how we're gonna
Sit somewhere and find out.
prison.
Have you guys seen the El Chapo's wife thing
Yep.
happen? So apparently she did 3 years in prison, but not snitching him out.
Fuck yeah. That's a bad.
That's
That's a down. Hey, look at.
That's a down ass bitch right
But
there.
look at.
a nothing.
She's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking
It's
about.
like, I didn't even know he did this stuff.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
3 years.
Dude, and I'll bet you on Chapo.
What?
He did.
Killed nobody. He didn't kill nobody. He came and ate dinner every night. He had his own knife that he wiped up on his pants, but he cleaned it up.
It wasn't a big deal. But I'll bet you, like, from a moral compass, or from at the nucleus of everything, I'll bet you that El Chapo is a fucking man. Like, I'll bet his wife wanted for nothing. You know what I mean? So I'll bet you, because he put himself in that situation, his wife is like, fuck it, I'm down for the barrio.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fucking all in. Like, no matter what, that man fucking took care of me, and I've never wanted or needed for fucking anything. So if he's that's a real ass woman, because El Chapo's a real ass fucking man.
Whatever I want, he's here.
He's there to take care of it. So I think that's what you get when you're a real fucking man. And that we can have that discussion at a later fucking date.
Hey, there's a lot of little boys.
We're gonna hurt some feelings. Look, hey, being a business owner and an entrepreneur, you better put your fucking big boy pants on, because you gotta be a real motherfucking man.
Go get your balls back from your old lady's purse, because you're gonna need them.
You're gonna do it.
You got a good old lady.
And get a good woman.
Yeah.
Behind every good entrepreneur is a good fucking woman.
Dude, that's the truth. My wife fucking pushes me. You just, whatever you want, but you ain't giving up.
Yep.
Exactly.
All right.
Hands down. Everyone, we're all married here. I ain't out here fucking all these hoes. Neither is Ryan, neither is Hermes. Nobody in the podcast out here other than Emilio. Watch out, 3 wives. You'll never see his face, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
The Emilio theory is strong.
Does he have a nickname that he should be going by?
No, dude, but it's the Emilio theory.
Oh.
Dude, that dude. Okay.
So they all know that his name's Emilio?
Oh yeah, everybody knows the name's Emilio. Look it. So the Emilio theory, he's gonna hate me.
Yeah. It's fine.
I tell it to everybody.
It's all with love.
It's all with love, Emilio. I love you.
But fuck you.
So Emilio, dude, is the greatest. Like, take James Bond and multiply him by like 100. The Emilio theory is Emilio is a great individual. He's a good person, dude. He would never fuck anybody over. Like, he is the shit. Like, he is the person that you would feel comfortable leaving your wife with. This is Emilio. Like, he is legitimately that fucking individual, right? But the Emilio theory is he has created this persona
He's a stealthy
of that.
motherfucker.
He's a stealthy motherfucker. So, dude, like this dude can take women who are in a relationship, and I don't know everything. You'd have to get it out of him, which is probably never going to happen. But he can take them out of the country. Like he has done this. He has taken women in a relationship out of the country, okay, to concerts, to fucking whatever the fuck that they do. I don't know, movies, all this shit.
They probably think he's gay.
I don't know what they think. But I'm just saying, I think that Emilio is fucking all of them.
Is he married?
No.
Oh, okay. So,
But he's this great individual, and I believe that he is,
a whore.
yes, he has fucking created this fucking persona of like,
Oh, it's Emilio.
oh, it's Emilio, don't worry.
Nobody.
And Emilio's like, yeah, come on. Just kicking these fucking women down, bro. And I refuse to be a victim. I am not sending my wife. I am not sending my wife with Emilio anywhere. I love that motherfucker to death. But I'm not doing it.
It was like trying to go see it.
Sheeran and fucking
No!
Cancun?
Fuck you, Emilio. You're not taking my wife.
garage house.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, see you at the podcast.
You're not taking my wife anywhere, goddammit. That is it.
Now go upstairs and make me dinner.
I'll tell, dude, when he passes away on his fucking tombstone, I'm gonna fucking make sure it says
Hugh
the
Hefner of
greatest-
Mexicans.
the greatest to ever do it. The man who never got caught.
Yeah.
You think Sancho's good? Sancho ain't got shit on Emilio, dude. That motherfucker got this shit
Emilio's
down.
pool cleaner, the weed guy,
He's everything. All of them.
and your fucking feather duster.
So yeah, but yeah, guys. In all seriousness, we really appreciate you. You know, if you've gotten this far in the video,
We
thank
feel
you.
bad for you.
We're a bunch of fucking idiots, but we think that we're gonna try to help lead you guys in the right direction. Thank you so much for watching, and welcome to the podcast.
And we did. Peace.
I think-